My position at Santan Ford is the parts director, and we do all of the parts for service department coming in, as well as selling parts wholesale to repair shops and fleets. I've been in the parts department for 10 years. I've been at Santan Ford since we opened about 4.5 years ago. Well, when we first opened the dealership, we weren't sure what was going to happen with business, of course, and so we were doing projections on what we thought we would do and hiring people, how many people we're going to need to have here, and what kind of procedures we have in place for the customers that came in. And we thought we were shooting pretty high. We were optimistic on what was going to happen with that. And we actually were really pleasantly surprised because the community came out like full force. From day one we were busy, and we've grown steadily since then. With a lot of places you work, it's like if we could start all over again, we would do it like this. Well, we were starting all over again, so it was kind of fun. We said we honestly believe that if we took care of all the customers, that they'd come back, and that's how we started the business. And luckily we had a good, good business coming in. In the businesses that I've owned, I've driven Chevys, Mitsubishis, and Ford. And Ford is, by and large, for commercial applications, it beats everybody. In the last 6 years, since Mullally came on as president of Ford Motor Company, they have really upped their game. One of the exciting things about him coming in is he wasn't in the automotive business, so he came in looking at it as just a manufacturing business, and saw a lot of defects and said, not defects in the product, but defects in the process of saying, why do we have 25 different hinges to lift the hood on our vehicles? A lot of that stuff's been standardized, and it's made it also makes the product cheaper, so the prices have been coming down. The first guy I hired, Gary, who is still with us, he was a parts manager for 24 years in Illinois, and he's been doing the business for 28 years, I think, now. The next week I hired Kurt Duffy, and Kurt has been in the business for 20-some years too, 24, 25, I don't know, he's a long time. And he is very knowledgeable. He gets heavy truck, aftermarket, as well as the Ford stuff. He knows it, and he does a great job. John Miller started, well, he came in about a month after we opened and put in an application, lived in Illinois, and was a parts manager at a dealership in Illinois, wanted to move out here. We just hired Ned last year. He's been doing this for 24 years in Ford, all Ford experience. So. The most satisfying part about working here is that I'm comfortable. My personal integrity is never challenged. We always do what we think is right, and sometimes that costs us money, and sometimes it doesn't. But for the most part, it's what's made us successful. I hold high value on doing things that I feel right about inside, and every day when I go home, I feel like we're doing something, we're doing it right. The thing that sets us apart from the competition is that we are run by individuals. We have owners and business partners that allow us to run the business the way that we see fit, and not come in and say, well, these numbers don't fit, and you have to do it like this, and this is the way that our other stores do it. You have to do it that way. They've let us run the department and run the dealership the way that we felt like it needed to be run. In the last month, we've had 2 people bring cakes in that had their vehicles serviced here, and we had a huge chocolate cake that a lady brought in. It was difficult repair on her vehicle, and things didn't go the way that they planned, and helped her out a little bit, and she still ended up paying a lot of money to get her car fixed because it was pretty broken. But in the end, she was happy, and brought in this huge chocolate cake that was enough for all of the parts and service people to eat.